That's a technical question about how do you get, when you record live and you take it to the studio and during the mix down, how do you keep that live element into it without it starts getting stale, right? Well, there's a couple things you can do. There's some tricks that we've done, other people have done. I think crowd miking is a huge one. The people know the song, so they're actually singing and getting into it more than the actual mics picking up the main speakers is a big one. What we did on My We Believe CD, and I hope this doesn't ruin it for you, but we recorded the CD live, then we went back in the studio, and we didn't redo everything. I redid half of my vocals because I was having some vocal problems. We redid a lot of the instruments, probably half, a little more than the instruments, and not just redid them, but we would double them up. We'd make them bigger than life, larger than life, just fill them out, because, you know, play the same part with a little different guitar tone, so you got this full thing. Then what we did is the clincher. This is the secret, and this is what's on every Hillsong recording that you've ever heard. Is what we did is we bring in the school of ministry in this room, and then I've got my original live crowd tracks. But a lot of times in our culture, we've got these guys up front that are going, woo! Yeah! Ah! Weird stuff, right? Because we're in this renewal. And I don't want that on my, I was created to worship. You understand what I'm saying? So we've got my original crowd tracks. Then what I did, you can tell this is a funny thing for you. Oh yeah, this is awesome. You wouldn't believe what we hear in the studio. We had a guy oinking when, you know, look how you're laughing. So what we did is we had the school come out here, we mic'd them for like 6 microphones, and I had some rough mixes over the stereo, and I was sitting up here like a choir director, and I had them worship to the live recording. So then I know, seems fake, whatever. Call it what you want. I don't think it is. Sounds better. It's more money actually, because they're really, I got my choice of people coming in, they're really worshiping and getting into it, loving God over a CD, singing to it, and then I give those tracks along with the original live tracks, and what the guy can do is just really isolated vocals, and he can mix it in there, and then what you have is you have this, it's a live experience. Hillsong does it, a lot of people do it. You can get away with not doing it, it's fine, but if you do want a choir kind of sound or a lot of people singing to it, that's a really good way to do it. Go ahead.
I just came out of the studio right before I came here doing the Bethel Live CD overdubs, doing exactly what you're talking about, like how do you keep the authentic sound and not, you know, put it, whatever. And so there, he would play a track for me in my ear of my vocal of what I sang during the conference, and it's, well, not awesome, but because I can't hear myself grow up, but we're changing that. And so, but part of the thing, a time, I'm singing like, Wah! So to go back in the studio and reproduce that, no way. Like, couldn't do it if I tried 25 times. So for that track, for that, Wah! Whatever, it was on and they tweaked it enough so we kept it, because the life on the Anointed Raw track couldn't be reproduced, first of all, but you know what I'm saying? But that couldn't do it better, yeah. Even if it was spot on, I couldn't hit it with that, like, the same, you know, thing that I was going for in the live. So we left the old track, and then at the same time, we took a lot of the stuff that I sang, and then redid it, because I can hear in the studio and sang it spot on. Or on the stage, because I don't use in-ears, my pitch is really wavering, so I sing off the mic like this a lot, or I mouth like, and people are like, did they turn her off? No, I'm mouthing the word. Why? Because I would rather be in the moment passionately, but not have it sound like, and a lot of people sing that part on the mic, and it like tanks the entire thing, so you need to learn vocally in the moment to get off the mic, sing it over here and do what you're doing in the spirit, but only be intentional when you're on that mic and make sure what you're singing is good. If you want to go for it in the spirit and keep singing and shout out and whatever, do it off the mic. And come back on the mic and be intentional and be precise with what you want to say. But in the studio, when you're reproducing it, learn to save the life and reproduce anything that you could tighten up.
I think we need to remember this from recording. You've got to guard the anointing that's on the track. The only reason I had a crowd sing over this CD is because it makes it more anointed. It just does. That's the reason I did it. A group of people singing to the songs, they're into it, they're worshiping. It adds to the anointing of Delirious stuff. I love it, adds choirs. I did the same thing on the CD. I want to do my vocals, and I'm listening to some of these declarations where I'm declaring stuff, and I'm like, I can't redo it, I can't do it better. So I'm not even going to touch it. But there are those verses or choruses that I'm singing, and I'm over-singing, and I'm starting to sound like an old man. When I over-sing and start to sound like an old man, I'm like, I can redo that because it's not that anointed, and I can do a better job and make it can be more anointed right now. You understand the concept?
Right.
We don't redo everything just to redo it. We do it if we can do it better and it can be more anointed. We're adding to the song to make it more anointed.
Yeah.
You've got to remember that. Because a lot of, the last thing you want to do is do a CD and then have it just be dead and stale.
Right.
You don't want that. Guard the anointing over anything on a CD.
Yes.
Okay?